When I was an investigator, we looked at every case separately, but when it came to the sex crime cases, those are unique in when you deal with them because one of the things that I've deciphered in the course of my career, and I think this helps us when we look at all of this evidence, there are really two kinds of crimes that people commit. There are want crimes and drive crimes. Now, a want crime is you want something. You want money for drugs, for a woman. You want money for alcohol. You just want stuff. And you're going to do burglaries. You're going to do street robberies. You're going to do those kind of things. But you see a police car. So you say, you know what? I don't want to get arrested. I'm going to walk away. A drive crime, on the other hand, a drive crime is something that is at the essence of who we are as a human being. So our drives, we have to eat, right? There's a sex drive. There are several kinds of things that are built into us as people that we can't stop. And when I would look at the sex drive, you would see there's a pretty big spectrum of where people are on that scale, right? So you got this end, low libido and things, all the way to high libido, and everywhere in between. And we all have different things. But then there's that scale over there of things that are abnormal is not the right word. It's different, like pedophilia. Who is attracted to 3 and 4-year-old children? Who looks at that and says, "Oh, that's sexy"?
Evidently, many people.
There are,
according to these accusations.
That's what's crazy about this is that we look at that. That's a drive.
Yeah.
A serial killer is a drive. They got something in their head telling them, "I have to grab this person. I have to control this person. I assault them." Sex assault is mostly about power. It's not about sex. It's about controlling someone else's body. Now, you take that, want crime and drive crime. You'd have to say, what's going on that island? It would have to be a drive, something that they can't report out into the world. You could certainly be a guy who just loves women, and you deal with adult women, and you womanize. You go from one woman to another, from a supermodel to here and there. Some people in this case, we know they've done that in their life. They go from one to another. To go with children is unique. You would find, if we investigate it, you would find examples of things that would lead you to think that maybe something was going on. That's why we research when somebody does something like this. We go back, what movies did they rent? What magazines do they look at? What chat groups are they on? All of these kind of things is because it's a drive. And even though they think, hey, I'm out of the picture, nobody's watching me, I'm incognito or whatever it is, and they're going on looking at these things. We see it every day. We see this every single day. You think in this day and age, people would know. You think you're talking on the phone to an 11-year-old, and it's a detective somewhere, right? We have to stop this, but it is a problem, and it is a drive, and that is one of the things. So when we look at these people, who are these suspects? Have we seen this kind of behavior in the past with them? And that's going to help guide us.
Yeah. And to your point, I think and correct me if I'm wrong, you certainly have a lot more expertise in this, thankfully, than I do. But to me, it often seems like, and not to humanize these people too much, but an illness. It often seems like something that is, wrong with them, right? Obviously. But it feels like something in a lot of instances, it often feels like they're like, I wish I didn't have this. But that's to your point about the difference between a want and a drive, right? Is that sort of...
You're getting very close there because you know what? You might say to yourself, okay, I'm in my 40s now, but you know what? And I'm not saying you're divorced, but say you're divorced. Now you're out in the world. You say, you know what? I really like those 25-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And some people would say that's disgusting. Date within your age group. And other people say age is a number, right? So when you look at that, but that might be something you're really interested in. Doesn't mean you're interested in 9-year-olds.
Right, yeah, it's a different thing.
Because you like younger women, or some people like older women. And you say, well, you have a problem there? No, it's just what you like. And that is part of the drive.
Well, what makes it important, right, is the ability to consent, right? Like that's the thing, is we say at a certain age, you are able to consent. Any, younger than that, you can't consent. It's the same. It's a similar thing to the problem that everyone had with Bill Clinton, where like it is him and Monica Lewinsky, the consent there is muddy because of the position of power that they find themselves in, right? It's no different than your boss at work coming out and being like, hey, get under the desk or whatever. It's a different thing than just going to the bar and saying something illicit to a woman, which, hey, we frown down upon, we frown on. But at the end of the day, it can't be illegal because it's still a thing that person has their consent to say yes or no.